A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Susan Nganga and our sign language interpreter tonight is Alan Kiama. We begin this bulletin where university learning in Kenya is set to resume after nearly 7 weeks of disruption. Public university lecturers have called off their 49-day strike following a deal with the government to clear billions in unpaid dues. Here's a breakdown of the terms of the agreement and what it means for students and the higher education sector. After 49 days of paralysis in Kenya's public universities, lecturers have finally called off their strike following a breakthrough agreement with the government.
It has taken long, but on behalf of the IPCCF, particularly the Vice Chancellors and everybody else that has been involved in this, and on behalf of all my colleagues, Vice Chancellors who are members of the Joint Negotiations Committee, we are very happy that today this strike has come to an end. That was our special prayer to Parliament just yesterday, and today we have signed a return to work formula.
Under the deal, the state will settle the 7.9 billion shilling arrears owed under the 2017 to 2021 collective bargaining agreement in 2 installments. The first payment, 3.8 billion shillings, is scheduled between November and December 2025, with the remaining amount due by June 2026. Lecturers had initially insisted on full settlement at once, but later softened the stand after assurances and mediation by the National Assembly's Education Committee.
We want to assure our partners that IPCCF will work towards improving industrial harmony and ensuring that what we agree is implemented going forward.
The agreement also guarantees that no lecturers will face disciplinary action for taking part in the strike and confirms that the payment schedule will be prioritized in the 2026-2027 national budgets.
We are really happy on behalf of the chairs of the councils for the milestone that we have accomplished today. We are very much going to implement the letter of the return to work formula and assure you, the public, that all universities are prepared to open from Monday to resume studies. We can see.
With the deal now sealed, lecturers are expected to resume immediately across all public universities, bringing an end to weeks of academic disruption. Well, it is a good news to the students. And now to matters politics. Speaking at the DCP party headquarters for the National Youth League Caucus, United DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua warned President Ruto over his remarks downplaying the strength of opposition leaders days ago. Ruto said the passing of one of the former Prime Minister, who was also ODM leader Raila Odinga, marked the end of a contentious politics in Kenya, hinting that the 2027 presidential race will be a walk-over. Perez Matthew reports.
Thank you. DCP, I like that one. Vijana we, DCP we. Vijana pahali yote mmetoka, watu wanasema nini? Vijana wenyewe wanasema nini? Na pahali wametoka wana
Vocal DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua, who is one of the top leaders in the United Opposition Party, came out today gun-blazing, watering down the sentiments of President William Ruto, but saw him boast of a walkover in the 2027 polls after the demise of his opposition opponent Raila Odinga.
Mtu ningeshingana na yeye ni Raila Odinga. Lakini
Gachagua, who addressed his supporters at his party's headquarters, warned Ruto that his days are numbered. The former deputy president, who was impeached a year ago, hinted that the opposition is ready to send incumbent President William Ruto home, rubbishing claims of a local newspaper that said he won't be on the polls, citing that such sentiments were sponsored by Ruto in a bid to cause confusion in the United Opposition Alliance.
He has no opponent. Let me tell you, William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua is not your opponent. Kalonzo Musyoka is not your opponent. George Natembeya is not your opponent. Martha Karua is not your opponent. Eugene Wamalwa is not your opponent. Your greatest opponent, in case you didn't know, are the Gen Zs and the millennials. Yeah? Senor?
Gachagua, who was flanked by allies including Deputy Party Leader Cleophas Malala and other top United Opposition leaders, said that his party DCP has a pragmatic youth agenda and that it is a safe ground to solve the youth's crisis in education and to ensure that we have a bright future. In his new strategy, Gachagua recounted of his mission to train and empower youth leaders ahead of the 2022 elections in a bid to expand the party's reach in the 47th.
For the avoidance of doubts, we shall have one single presidential candidate. Nimeona Kasongo amesponsor headline kwa ile magazeti yake jana. Rigiji asimami ati sijui atawachia wengine ati apewe share ya serikali. Nani nakwambia? Rigiji is a front runner in this race, my friend.
Matthew Perez for GBS News.
I have the mobilization capacity. I can marshal enough resources.
Kenya has taken up a major step towards deepening international financial partnership. President William Ruto today witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Nairobi International Financial Center and Qatar Financial Center, a deal expected to unlock billions of dollars in investment across key sectors, including infrastructure, green energy, fintech, and affordable housing. Our reporter Paul and Minor has the details.
Ruto described the partnership as a bold new chapter in Kenya's financial journey, one that promises shared prosperity for both nations.
This collaboration embodies the spirit of South-South cooperation, a powerful expression of how developing and emerging economies can build prosperity together through partnerships, innovation, investment, and trust. With Qatar's partnership, we aim to channel billions into infrastructure, green energy, affordable housing, and financial technology sectors that will not only deliver returns, but also uplift millions of lives and create impact in both Kenya and Qatar.
His Excellency said the MOU reflects Kenya's ambition to position itself as a global investment hub, driving regional growth and innovation.
And the signing of this memorandum of understanding between the Nairobi International Financial Center and the Qatar Financial Center is a bold statement of intent. It declares that Kenya and Qatar are ready to jointly shape and lead the next frontier of financial collaboration between Africa and the Gulf. This partnership underscores Nairobi's position as the financial gateway to sub-Saharan Africa, a dynamic hub connecting global investors to the continent's most promising opportunities. The Nairobi International Financial Center is a key pillar of Kenya's strategy to mobilize long-term blended capital, deepening our financial markets and support the next phase of our economic transformation.
His Excellency also revealed plans to operationalize the Kenya Sovereign Wealth Fund, designed to mobilize domestic and international resources for long-term investments.
We have set an ambitious goal to transition our developing country to a first world economy within our lifetime, and that we are determined to turn this from aspiration to reality, to expand our installed energy capacity from the current 2,300 megawatts to 10,000 megawatts in the next 7 years, unlocking industrialization and empowering green growth. Achieving this transformation will require significant capital, an estimated 4.5 trillion Kenyan shillings or $34 billion, which is why we are establishing the Kenya Sovereign Wealth Fund and the Kenya National Infrastructure Fund to mobilize resources both domestically, blended finance, and globally using private sector resources. The Nairobi International Financial Center, in partnership with Qatar Financial Center Authority, will play a pivotal role in attracting that capital from local and global sovereign wealth funds, private investors, and institutional financiers.
The president added that Kenya targets over $2 billion in new investment by 2028, focusing on financial services, fintech, innovation, infrastructure, and green growth.
Through collaborations such as the one we witnessed here today, we seek to attract over $2 billion in new investment by 2028, according to the statistics of Nairobi International Financial Center, focusing on financial services, fintech, innovation, infrastructure, and green growth. Qatar has been a steadfast partner and collaborator in this journey. The support extended to Kenya's financial ecosystem, both from Qatari government and the private sector, has helped lay foundation of what we are now building into a world-class financial center. This MOU will connect Qatari and international investors to opportunities in Kenya's banking, insurance, and capital markets, while at the same time opening new avenues for Kenyan financial institutions to partner with Qatar's robust investment ecosystem.
This new partnership not only signals confidence in Kenya's financial reforms, but also commends Nairobi's place as a regional gateway for capital and innovation. Reporting for GBS News, I'm Paul Elmine.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen today faced tough questions in the Senate over rising security concerns in the country. Several regions appearing before the Senate Committee on National Security, CS Murkomen was grilled on the government's response to increased cases of bandit attacks, cattle rustling, and urban insecurity. Let's take a look.
The senators have sought answers on slow implementation of security reforms and the continued loss of lives in conflict from counties.
Recently, there are so many people who are killed in that area. They have hotspots in that area. Is it possible for the government to put security, more specifically in the areas that we really feel attack normally happens or criminals use as an area of raid? But it's important if you have a get together and see how we can iron out those issues, because it's really affecting those 4 counties.
But the CS has stated in the Interior Ministry, prioritizing intelligence coordinations, increase police presence and community engagement to restore peace and order. He emphasized that the government will not relent on its efforts to combat organized crime and terrorism.
The question of challenges around Gare Forest, among other areas, we remain here that we have many challenges on the hotspots. The Speaker, when you say that people are not reporting, we're not saying all the incidences. I gave it as a raft of reasons, a number of reasons why sometimes these challenges persist. Is because it is not in all the incidents, but we have clearly incidences that people report stolen livestock 2 or 3 days later. And even in public barazas, by previous living before I came to office, this issue was properly discussed, and the communities agreed that they needed to draw together, but also they need to make sure that they have somebody taking care of the livestock. It's not clear from the minister. This insecurity is promoted by politicians. We know the politician in Baringo a politician in West Pokot, in fact, his helicopter lifted cattle rustlers when they had been arraigned in court in Kitale. So it's not enough for him just to say pinch of soil because we're competing. What are you doing about them? And if you want, allow me to state the names of the MPs from West Pokot and Baringo. All people are being killed by these politicians in the name of cattle rustlers. What is your question, Your Honor? The question is, what is he doing about politicians who are promoting this insecurity? One from Baringo, another one from West Pokot.
Senators from the northern and the coastal region accused the Ministry of neglecting marginalized areas, claiming that security agencies respond slowly when incidences of attack occurs.
My first question is, when will the current ban on night travel for public service vehicles along Lamu-Itogaisoni Road, which was imposed to curb terrorism in July 2014, will be lifted? Number two, measures put in place to ensure a swift response to medical and security emergencies at night. Mr. Speaker, number four is how the government has involved local communities in assessing the impact of the ban in the region's economy and transport sector. And finally, Mr. Speaker, immediate and long-term measures implemented to prevent attacks, security transport routes in Lamu County, and avoid future travel restrictions.
When incidences of attack occurs,
The thing is, Mr. Speaker, before banditry, these livestock really need to be taken care of because to have somebody taking care of them the entire day. You take them to grazing field and pick them in the evening. But now with banditry, the challenges persist. Mr. Speaker, the question as to whether there is a collaborators from the Muru side, of course there are. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Marakwet side. And when I was sitting where the Deputy Speaker was sitting, when I was told by security people that there are Marakwets who are assisting Pokots to steal livestock of Marakwets, I would deny the way the Senator would deny.
the interior CS also pledged to present a comprehensive security plan to Parliament within the next 2 weeks, detailing strategies to enhance public safety and police welfare. Davis Karani for GBS News.
And with that, it is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is always 21144. We'll be right back. Hello kids, and welcome to Kids Night, where we learn, we laugh, and we explore. Once upon a time, there lived this beautiful dream chasing versus stability. Dream chasing versus stability.
Okay, dream chasing nayo ni ngumu. Unaweza kuwa na chase impossible dreams. But yet unaweza kuwa na chase possible dreams. So, wewe kingana na dream yako, one day utafika.
Ukifika certain stage in life, make decisions peke yako, ndio ukiregret, usikuwa na problem. Just go for it. Ndio, kikikuuma ni wewe umeuma. Na ukiwaka ukiwa all the best, because si kila time utafail, na si kila time utasucceed. But hauwezi jua kwa umejaribu.
Mimi nitakuja hapa nikudanganye, soft life. Hujui soft life inatoka wapi? You guys just want to fly badala you take the stairs step by step. Obviously mtu wako pale juu aliambia sana. You can't tell me ati kama kuna utaliti utafanya basi wewe fanya if that's what you want. Would you rather earn less doing what you love ama earn more doing what you hate?
Mimi hata sitaki kudanganya tunapenda kufia nchi yangu just because of the money that is there. Si ati anapenda kuwa KDF, but because of the money that is there.
Okay, men are not smart like you. I'm going to say that's fun. Right now, if me just explore 1 million, mwaka moja, hiyo million itakuwa hata maybe 10. But if a man, unashikilia tu na kiburi, sasa hivyo, unavaa Hello kids, did you know a year has 31,557,600 seconds? Exactly. There are 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and 365 and 25 days in a year. You have the extra 0.25 because of leap year. When you multiply all these numbers together, you get a huge number of seconds. That's right, a year goes long, the time still flies when you are having fun. Welcome back to the bulletin, and now President William Ruto has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to empowering Kenyans living and working abroad. Speaking in Doha, Qatar, during an engagement with the Kenyan diaspora on the sidelines of the United Nations Social Development Summit, the President outlined a raft of measures aimed at improving services, protecting migrant workers, and unlocking more job and investment opportunity overseas. Our reporter Paul Maina has more.
President William Ruto met Kenyans living in Qatar, where he outlined new government efforts to strengthen diaspora welfare, job access, and remittance channels.
It is our intention to support you on 3 other areas. We are working as a government to see how we can reduce the cost of you sending money back home, or remittance. We know that it costs anywhere between 5 to 10% of the money you send. And if you look at the amount of money that comes to Kenya, it's about $5 billion. If you do 5% of $5 billion, it's colossal. It's huge money. It can make a big difference. So I did instruct the central bank to work with the International Association of Remittance so that we can find, much more cost-effective mechanisms of you being able to send your money back home.
The President stated that more than 600 wage labor agencies have been deregistered as the government ensures that Kenyans only work in countries that have formal bilateral labor agreements with Kenya.
You have spoken to the core issues that you think are of concern to you, and you have spoken in a very profound way. You have actually spoken to how we can solve them. Not how big the problems are, but how possible the solutions can be achieved. Therefore, it's a very positive conversation. It is true that I am very proud that the Diaspora Department has created a better relationship between Kenyans in diaspora and Kenyans back at home. I am prepared to see what additionally we can do to better the engagement, to do what we are doing in a better way, to serve you better.
President Ruto also emphasized his government plans to make remittances cheaper and faster, including exploring a diaspora bond to create new investment pathways for Kenyans abroad. Diaspora leaders welcomed the President's commitment, urging continued collaboration between Kenyans abroad and the governments.
We are not asking to be remembered. We are asking to be included. We are not asking for favors. We are offering partnership. We are not just Kenyans abroad. We are Kenya abroad.
With your continued leadership, we can build a Kenya where no citizen, no matter how far they do not feel forgotten. A Kenya where policy is not just written in Nairobi but lived in Doha, Dubai, London and beyond. A Kenya where the diaspora is not a footnote but a force. Let us move forward not as a separate chapter but as one story. One Kenya, one people, one destination. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
With the government promising faster services, safer employment abroad and better investment avenues, the Kenyan diaspora community could soon play an even greater role in driving national development. For GBS News, I am Paul Oman.
And now to the county news. As part of efforts to encourage locals and the younger generation to embrace their culture and beliefs, Frederick Kibet and Malava UDA parliamentary aspirant David Makwa has initiated the construction of a cultural center for the Abasamo community in West Kabras, while on the campaign trail to drum up support for the government-allied candidate. The two leaders urged residents to preserve their traditions and value and ensure they are passed on to future generations. They were accompanied by Navakola Member of Parliament Emmanuel Wange, who emphasized that electing a government-aligned candidate will pave the way for development and empowerment in the area.
Mama hoye, hiyo ni sawa na si sawa. Unataka maendeleo sio mitina. Unataka kazi sio wizi. Hiyo ni sawa na si sawa. Hapa kwa Kenya kusema yote yote mnasema namna gani? Na msema unakaribisha kazi unasemaje? Kazi ukitaka ikuja hapo unasema namna gani? Maendeleo. Hebu sema kwa kijana kuleta maendeleo. So huyu mungwana mtakuchagua aleta maendeleo hapa. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba nitamalizia bila kuwakua mahali popote. Naomba sana. Kama ni mahali pa stima, ilikuwa inauzwa na mbunge. Mimi nitashirikiana na wanasiasa wa tuhakikishe kwamba hata ile transformer ndio naleta rasilimali na yenyewe mpaka kwa nyumba ya nyasi. Sasa kama ni mnazi mahali mshika maneno aliwachia, mimi nitahakikisha ya kwamba hata nyumba ya udongo hapo inaweza ingia ndani. Kama ni mambo ya barabara, kuna zile kama nataka nyumba na SES, kuna zile kuna nataka afanye. Itashirikiana na government zile za gara, nitahakikisha ya kwamba tunafanya kazi hata mtaalamu na baba wa mbinguni ilikuwa nimepanga kufanya sitawachia hapo, nitapambana na ile barabara kutoka mahali hapa mpaka kwa Mungu kwa uwezo.
First Lady Rachel Ruto and Princess Lala Asma of Morocco have launched a cochlear hearing implant partnership at the Kenyatta National Hospital. The two also witnessed the signing of an MOU between the Voice of Children Initiative and the Princess Lala Asa Foundation. Through the partnership, 100 children will receive cochlear implant surgery, 70 this week and 30 more next February in Morocco. Mrs. Ruto held a donation of implants worth over 120 million shillings, calling it a gift of life and sound that restores dignity and hope. Health Yesterday Duale said the program marks a major step in Kenya's universal health coverage, while Kenyan and Moroccan doctors will jointly conduct the surgeries at KNH and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. The Kenyatta National Hospital CEO, Dr. Richard Mesilampe, said top specialists from Kenya and Morocco are working side by side to carry out the delicate procedures both at KNH and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital.
aligns with our national goal of making specialized healthcare accessible to all Kenyans. I'm happy to note that under SHA, the cost of these procedures will be covered fully, including the post-surgery therapy, removing the financial burden that has for too long silenced possibility. We acknowledge with gratitude the leadership and support of the Ministry of Health and the dedicated teams from Kenyatta National Hospital, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, and Kenyatta University Teaching Referral and Research Hospital, all of whom have worked tirelessly to make this dream a reality.
These cochlear implants and other ear and hearing care assertive technologies have been incorporated into the Kenya Essential Medical Supply List of 2023. We are also investing in workforce training, and we have built our local capacity. And I'm proud to say that our referral hospital are some of our premier institutions in terms of quality care and the dignity of the patients. Let me now commend our clinical team, the surgeons, the audiologists, the speech therapists, and the support staff from both Kenya and Morocco, whose expertise and compassion are central to the success of this initiative.
We're welcomed to this great facility, which has some of the best brains, some of the best medical doctors, some of the best health workers, who today has profoundly done something that probably has never been done in this nation, of making 25 children who are dumb, who are deaf, make them proud to get cochlears from the support of the Moroccan kingdom to make these children start talking, start hearing, and become great people for our nation.
And with that, you have come to the end of the news bulletin. It's always a pleasure having you on board. Let me again next time, same channel. My name is Susan Nanga, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Alan Kiama. Have a good night.